as of January, I thought, you know what, I'm ready to take on a new project. I find the beginning of starting new businesses very fun for me. It's like, you know, a new flip, basically, taking a new fix and flip. And chat with Jonas, and I said, he's asked me, you know, what's going on, what's up, and what have you been up to? And I said, oh, you know, just same old, you know, fixing, flipping houses, helping clients as a real estate agent, buy and sell homes. But on the side, I've recently, you know, started to try and pursue how to bottle salad dressing. You know, I've been studying it like crazy on Google and YouTube, and I asked Jonas, I said, Jonas, do you know anyone who's ever bottled anything? And he looked across the, you know, this. For those of you who are listening, there's a desk here. He looked across the desk to me and goes, dude, I've bottled a food product before. And I was like, you're kidding me. He's like, no, totally. He goes, what you need to do is you need to get in contact with a food scientist, because a food scientist is going to break down your ingredients to be able to put all of the stuff that's required by law on that sticker that is on every food product that we buy at the grocery store, right? That's the sticker we look at when we're on a diet to see how many calories there are in the Twinkie we're about to buy. Basically, you have to hire a food scientist to create that label, to help you create the information for the label. So he's like, here's a contact for you. She's a food scientist. She works over at BYU. And I was like, holy cow. Now I literally had my first action item that I needed to take. So I obviously reached out to this individual, and here's what's exciting. She texted me last night. Jonas made a text introduction to the two of us last Saturday after the show. I followed up earlier this week with a phone call, and she texted me last night to give her a ring today. So I'm extremely excited because I get to chat with somebody who now knows what to do for the next steps. Now, Jonas and I chatted, you know, obviously bottling it, once we know, because we have the recipe, once the food scientist provides the information we need to put on the sticker, getting the sticker mass produced is going to be easy. Obviously we have to come up with the logo, but getting the sticker mass produced will be easy. Have done that before with the snap leash, so no big deal there. And buying bottles in bulk will be easy. I've already researched that. You can go onto, you know, different websites and buy bottles in bulk. And basically just now have these stickers put onto the bottles, and then obviously the next step after that will be, you know, how do we mass produce this salad dressing, because it's not like my wife's going to sit in the kitchen all day making tons and tons of salad dressing. So I don't know what I don't know yet, but what I do know is I don't know a lot. And so I'm very excited that I'm going to be at least taking my first action steps by meeting this food scientist and progressing forward. But here's what's going to be really cool about it. I wish I would have done this with the snap leash, but YouTube didn't exist back then. I wish I would have documented the process that I took every time I was meeting with a new manufacturing company in Brooklyn or in Queens or wherever, or meeting manufacturing company owners. Sometimes we met in delis in Manhattan just because their manufacturing building and company was in Brooklyn or Queens, just because the real estate's cheaper out there than Manhattan. But these guys lived in Manhattan, and I lived in Manhattan, so we would be talking, and they said, well, let's just meet at a diner in Manhattan. And so we would meet and then have these meetings, and I had all these meetings with all these manufacturing companies. I wish I would have documented that process via video, YouTube. Now maybe not the actual meeting, but I'm going to be doing that for this salad dressing. So here's what I think is going to be cool. For anybody out there who's ever thought about inventing a product, or has a food product that they think they could bring to market, or any kind of idea that they've been kicking around for 4 years, like me, I kicked around the idea of somebody should make that leash for 4 years before I finally took action. I'm going to document my successes and failures along the way, taking this salad dressing from zero, nothing. Like right now, it's nothing but an idea, and not only is it not just an idea, but I know nothing about the industry for it to, even be like a good idea. So I'm going to document the process from now to the point where we officially have it bottled, to the point where we actually can land a contract in a grocery store where we can sell it, to the point where however high we can take this. And it might be a 12-month project. It might be a 24-month project. It might be a 36-month project. I have no idea. It could be like the snap leash and take 14 years. I have no idea. But I'm going to document the process because, like the snap leash, I've fully committed my mindset that I'm not going to quit until it's done. You know, if this takes 14 years, then I'm going to be documenting for 14 years before I finally have a bottle of salad dressing in my hand that I can hold and show that, you know, I completed that marathon. Of course, now we have to take it to market and sell it. But if it takes 14 years to just get it done, then I'm going to document it for however long it takes. Now, I hope it doesn't take 14 years, and I know a lot more today about starting businesses than I did back then. And back then, I had no mentors. YouTube didn't exist. I don't even know if Google exists. I don't even think the internet existed, to be honest, back when I thought of this idea. So obviously, we're in a different time where information is a lot more easier to find. Mentors, for me, have become a huge part of my life in real estate and business, and so now I'm willing to just pay people to take me to the shortcut to get it done versus figuring it out from scratch like I did, you know, a long time ago. It took 14 years to get it to market, but we've now been on market for, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 years. So I mean, we're talking like a long time ago. Over 20 years ago is when the idea popped into my head. So however long it takes, I'm fully committed to running this marathon as long as it takes to hit the finish line. So you can check out, I'm going to probably call the playlist Entrepreneurial Playlist or Daily Diary. If you go to our YouTube channel, and the way to access our YouTube channel is go to our website, utahhomesweethome.com, click on the YouTube link, find the playlist that's called Entrepreneurial Playlist. That's probably what I'm going to call it. And that way you can follow the process from start to finish so that if you have an idea of a invention or whatever that you want to take to market, maybe watching me through my failures and successes along the way will help you know what your next steps are, and obviously will help you avoid the bad steps that I'm going to be taking along the way that are going to be creating some of my failures. But of course, as long as you don't quit, it's not technically a failure. It's only a failure if you quit. If you don't quit, you will eventually succeed. So I'm going to be documenting this on our YouTube channel, so definitely check it out. And hopefully that will help some people along the line of pursuing their dream, pursuing their product. You know, maybe you're working a 9 to 5 that you hate and would love to start your own company. Well, then this is a great opportunity to possibly watch somebody go through the ups and downs so that you know what mistakes to avoid. Okay, so when I come back, we are going to continue talking about this type of stuff. For those of you who don't know, I've also published a book. That educates children on the prevention of sexual abuse, a super tricky topic that I found very few people brave enough to tackle. And so I decided to tackle it because it is a massive problem. And we're not going to talk about sexual abuse, but we're going to talk about how I hired a mentor, Richard Paul Evans, who helped me, who believed in the book and helped me get it published. So that was a lot easier to do. That did not take 14 years. In fact, I think that took less than a year, because when you have a mentor who can tell you, you know, for those of you who don't know Richard Paul Evans, he's like a 14, 15-time New York best-selling author here locally in Utah. And he wrote The Christmas Box. Anyways, very famous author. Luckily, because I had a mentor teach me how to publish a book, it took less than a year, where no one taught me how to produce an invention in a pet industry, so that took a lot longer. But when we come back, we're going to chat about that as well, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Yoshi Shiraki, the author of the book, My Body's Just For Me, the book written for children to educate children on the prevention of child abuse. With the assistance of multiple best-selling author Richard Paul Evans, we were able to publish this book as a tool to help break the ice in an easy and innocent way to help children understand and learn how to speak up and communicate. I've been invited numerous times onto Good Things Utah to discuss the importance of good communication with your child in regards to abuse, and also to discuss how the book, My Body's Just For Me, is a great tool for every parent when having that tricky conversation with their children. For more information on the book, My Body's Just For Me, please visit www.protectourangels.com today. And remember, the more we focus on prevention, the less we'll have to focus on rehabilitation.